welcome in everybody to the first football show with no name this year in standard daylight time, unfortunately. So everybody, it's dark at 5 o'clock.
I like this one.
Well, it's dark
It's
at 5
spring.
o'clock.
I don't care though.
No,
So just really
no,
quick, I
Lauren.
have like a game changer for everybody out there.
Oh shit!
There's 2 days there's a day I always take off, and I've added one this year. I always take off the day after the Super Bowl, and I've now officially, because I said I was gonna do it last year, and I have put my time up. I'm taking the day off after spring ahead because I'm always like discombobulated and tired and stuff. Take that day off. You'll thank me.
It's just like taking a day off when you get back from vacation. Make sure you have another day off. You know what I mean?
Or you could just not go to work and not do shit.
Or you can just go to work and not do shit. So I mean, that's also
I do shit.
Also
that's what I do.
So, but yeah, everybody, welcome in. There's a lot of shit to talk about. We missed last week. Shit just didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
So we're coming back this week. We got trades to talk about. We got injuries to talk about. We got players to talk about that are not going to be relevant anymore for fantasy. We got players to talk about that will be relevant going forward for fantasy. Waiver wire, we want to talk about, of course, because that's why we moved the show to Tuesday. And we can start off by talking about some shit with last night's game. But first, I do want to say, man, how about those motherfucking Heels on Friday night? I know, Ferg, that you are boycotting Carolina basketball for some reason, but Caleb Wilson is the real deal. So I know we're not playing well tonight, but shit happens. But anyway, so Monday night. So let's talk about the symmetry between Thursday night and Monday night.
Football,
bruh.
10-7 ass cheeks.
I mean, what? Like what? Like why are we 10-7? Now, last night it was because both defenses are pretty good. That's just the way it goes, right?
I mean, that one.
You wanted more out of Saquon. You wanted more out of pretty much everybody that you had on your fantasy squad, except for like maybe Devontae Smith and Josh Jacobs, who ended up scoring. But like, look,
it was terrible. Back, Devontae Smith. Thank you.
Right, both 10-7 games. One of them was actually pretty decent and watchable. The other one not watchable in the least bit. So, and then we got to talk about Ferg's boys. Who I don't know if he's more pissed off or happy at this moment.
We're gonna rep him for the night, even though you're fucking up our goddamn chance to draft Mendoza. But hey, it is what it is.
I'm just saying. All right, so
I don't know about that.
I mean,
I don't know
why
what
not?
Taking.
Oh, we're taking Mendoza at number 1.
I don't think that we are. They'll probably trade back.
Well, we won't be picking one now because we keep winning.
Well, and then
the Jets won too, though.
They said that they're thinking that they are just playing hard for McDaniel.
He's fired.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I mean, he's a good cat, but apparently not a great coach.
He'll be back in San Fran next year.
You know, we can talk about Lauren's boys down in New Orleans beating the Panthers and
hilarious.
Tyler Shock actually looking really decent.
I can't believe, Lauren, you didn't call all day Sunday. It was hilarious.
Because we went to the venue.
Well, she also knows, Ferg, that you're not a true Panthers fan. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that I'm a Panthers fan, but you know, like the way Dracula and them live on blood. I survive on the tears of Panther fans listening to the radio.
I also
day,
knew
and
I saw the Dolphins game, and I was like, "Well, he's gonna be having a good night."
Yeah. So let's do this because y'all watched more football than I did last weekend. Let's talk about some injuries that happened and what are some of the ones we need to be looking out for. Lauren, you're usually really up on that. So what do you got?
Well.
Who you got? I got a couple right off the top of my head that I'm looking at.
Do we have any major? I will say,
Kincaid went down. Kincaid went down in the Miami game.
Ryan Thomas is hurt. I dropped him.
If you picked up Gaston, he's been balling. You do need to watch him. He's day to day. Would not shock me at all if Devontae Adams ends up on the not playing Sunday. Wouldn't shock me.
Why is that?
He had an oblique injury that he suffered during the game. He didn't come back to the game. McVay says he could have played, but those muscle things, dudes years old, they tend to be a little different by the time you get to the next Sunday. So
he doesn't need to.
They haven't announced it. There is a lot of talk that J.K. Dobbins might be about to go on the IR.
Yeah, and if that's the case, RJ
Harvey season.
Yeah,
in Denver.
You know what? I've been holding on to that guy on so many different leagues.
Lauren.
Keep an eye out on Jackson Dart.
It immediately
concussion protocol too.
So that immediately the RJ Harvey thing, if J.K. Dobbins ends up not playing, immediately makes my Hoofnagel team, who's already in first place, that much better. Like that much better, and that would be delightful. This week I have to play RJ Harvey no matter what, because Jonathan Taylor, who we can just go ahead and talk about real quick, is out this week because they're off and they're on a bye week. I mean, we could talk about that in a little while, but there was, from what I heard, Dalton Kincaid is week to week, not day to day, so that's probably not good news. Gadsden is day to day.
He's their number one wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. So the big news that I heard today, y'all, and I don't know if y'all heard this too. Apparently, so Shefty is saying something different than Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow said he's aiming for week 13, and Shefty said it's more like week 14. Right.
Either way,
I think it's neither. If Flacco doesn't win at least 2 of the next games, if Flacco doesn't win at least 2 out of week 11, he's got to win at least 2 of the next 3 if he makes it to 11, 12.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play 13, Flacco has to win 2 out of the 3, and Baltimore and Pittsburgh need to lose at least once.
We played
Pittsburgh. There's no reason to even bring Burrow back at that point.
Yeah.
Now you're just bringing them back just for fantasy purposes at that point.
If anyone's going to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh, it's going to be Flacco.
For sure.
I just don't know if Cincinnati can. Cincinnati seems to be able to score with Flacco, but Aaron Rodgers' only 2 good games this year seem to have been against Cincinnati and somebody else. So I just don't know if they can stop anybody. God damn. This will be a good week to see if DK Metcalf comes back this week.
It'll be another 40-something to 40-something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With the 40-somethings behind center.
I would love for Flacco to lead them on a run.
Yeah.
And then you get a healthy Joe Burrow in the fantasy playoffs. Oh, my goodness gracious. But if you get a healthy Burrow, I heard this on something else I was watching earlier today. If you get a healthy Burrow, does he feel like he has to get everybody involved and Chase stops getting 15, 16 targets a game, and then Chase goes back to getting 7 or 8, Higgins is getting 7 or 8, Fant is getting 6 or 7, Chase Brown is getting 5 or 6 dump offs, because they know they can't hold the ball long with that shitty offensive line. They're not going to let Burrow get hurt because they're going to play a shotgun.
I think that it's going to be a lot of short passes, a lot of handoffs, a lot of screens. Some bubbles, because they have the receivers, the athletic receivers enough to do the bubbles. And, Chase Brown's been okay.
At this point, I'd rather just run with Flacco. Run with Flacco and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, that's why they signed him, and why, unless you think you're going to make the playoffs. Why?
I don't see why you play Burrow if you're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense at all. So now let's get to some crazy shit. So you can't start crazy shit off this year without Jonathan Taylor. This dude went 244, 32 for 244 and 3 for 40 and 1.
I was like, what do you have? 280 altogether scrimmage?
So this is the third time this year he's had 3 touchdowns in a game. Right?
Listen, this motherfucker's unreal.
Like, he's got 1,139 yards and 15 touchdowns on the ground. And he's got I think he's got 230 in the air and another 3 touchdowns.
How many leagues did people take Brian Thomas Jr. before Jonathan Taylor?
I hope none. I hope
every.
So as I told y'all,
right, so if you're in a 12-man league, you took Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, and probably 50% of these leagues probably took Chase Brown and Saquon before you took Jonathan Taylor. Even in Hoofnagel,
now he's a league winner.
Smart, Clint got him at 12. That means 11 other people who
know
a little something about football.
No.
I mean,
Don't forget. Don't forget, the way our league works is that you get whatever keeper you keep, you lose the round you drafted them in the previous year. So
the first round pick.
Justin kept McCaffrey and
I don't know. It's Jonathan Taylor though.
I think he's like the only person that, so in the league where I'm 9-1 now, the only person that beat me was Jonathan Taylor. And I had Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka, and James Cook.
I believe Clint's frozen in time for a moment.
Yeah.
That's fine. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor. You got to stop smoking all that weed next to your Wi-Fi, next to your router. That's why it doesn't work anymore. Here, we're gonna see what we're gonna do. We're gonna break him off for a second and then bring him back. See if that helps. Lauren, while we're getting Clint together, tell us about the Saints this weekend. How did the Saints come to my city down the street and kick the Panthers' ass? Because they kicked their ass. There was no doubt about it. They did kick their ass.
I think a couple things. I think one, Tyler Shuck's playing for his job. Like the kid is absolutely. I mean, I've been reading stuff where people are like, maybe he's like the secret draft pick that nobody got, but I think he's playing for his life. I think he's genuinely a really good human and loves his team too. Like I heard him talking about Olave. This was the same time last year Olave got that really nasty concussion. And like Tyler's up the night before texting him and telling him everything he's going to do so he feels comfortable because he had a lot of anxiety. I just think he's like somebody that they want to play for. And he just seems like a really good dude. So I think that, and I don't know, man, Demario Davis is just like, guess what, guys? I'm 36. Fuck this. Like that man is a truck. Demario, Cam Jordan, and Chase Young had themselves a game. Kool-Aid had a good game.
I was actually hoping Demario would get traded to a contender because like you said, he is 36, but I guess he's just one of those Saints guys. He'll just be like Taysom Hill, Cam Jordan. He's just gonna be a Saint forever. Like Kamara, I don't think Kamara's gonna ever leave.
That Taysom thing's not working anymore. But I think a lot of times, well, most of the times the Saints don't like to, they'll let people retire. Like that's a big complaint people have with Loomis is that he's really not somebody that lets people go. So I can't imagine that he doesn't let Demario and Cam retire New Orleans Saints. Like I just don't see him.
I mean, if they wanted to force their way out, they could have been out. So that's why I say I don't think that they want to go.
No, they don't. They took.
I give them a little credit. I give them a little credit for having a bank account full of money and then being loyal. Because I'm all about the money. I'm all about the money. Go play.
They're not just. I mean, they took pay cuts.
If that means you get the check. Go play for the money. The owners are playing for the money. You play for the money.
I will say though, everybody is very sad not to see Trevor Penning go. Like fuck that guy. But Rashid Shaheed, that was he's very well loved, and everybody says the same thing I've been saying, which is like I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he's going to be in the playoffs. He deserves it. Seattle, you have become infinitely better with that speed demon on the field. Like he is going between him and JSN. Like they're going to be insane, absolutely insane.
I was watching Seattle Sunday and I was thinking to myself,
their defense.
You're going to have to score 30 points to beat the goddamn Seahawks in the playoffs. It's going to take 30. You're going to have to take 30 to beat them when they're on, but their defense is so good.
Their defense scored how many touchdowns last weekend?
Well, DeMarcus Lawrence scored 2 more than Bijan, but that's a whole nother goddamn argument for us to have about that right there.
Well, so what the thing with the Seahawks is that they really didn't get to show off Shaheed. You know what I'm saying? Because
no, I mean, yeah. No, they did, and like their defense. Because I had Sam Darnold in elite, and I was like, "Damn it, I lost!" Because I was like, "Why has he got 7 points?" I'm like, "Oh, defense."
Yeah, and then so they didn't need to show off Shaheed. JSN did JSN things and was able to get his thing, and Zach Charbonnet did what he's been doing and was able to do his things. So I mean that was one of the big trades. Was there any other trade you wanted to talk about? you guys want to talk about?
I mean,
sauce.
The biggest is the sauce trade.
To
That's a good trade.
I mean, the Colts are basically we're pushing it on the middle. What that trade tells you is we're here, we're pushing it to the middle. We're going to re-sign Daniel Jones because we now no longer have any draft picks to go get anybody else. So
they don't need anybody else as long as Daniel Jones can do that.
Now, as long as Jonathan Taylor is healthy. So what is Jonathan Taylor? 27, 28?
27.
So what they've done is traded the next 2 years of draft picks because that is the window. Because Taylor will fall off in 2 years. Luckily, it's not going to work. He doesn't get hurt this year, but you have a 2-year window to win it before you have to blow this thing up again.
As long as they have their offensive line intact, everything's fine.
Yes.
Like everything's fine. So they don't need to worry about really anything else except for signing their offensive linemen to extended deals.
All right, Lauren, I got a question for you, Lauren. This is not a sexist question, but you are the resident female, and I look at a lot of podcasts and posts. Tell me what you think about the Colts owner being on the sideline with a headset.
I loved that. I was like, that was not. I thought that was pretty cool because she was talking. Who was she talking? She was talking to Jonathan. She was talking to one of them about like the game. I thought I like that.
I don't like them. I don't want the owner talking to players during the game, but I do like the idea of like when you work on a job. You know how you work on those jobs sometimes, and the upper management shows up, and you have to put on your shirt and tie that day. But if you were to actually asking them a question about what we do here, they have no fucking clue about what the fuck it is that we do. I do like the owner knowing what it is the fuck that we're doing. I just don't want them to be talking during the headset though.
The owner in Detroit does that too. She's a female also. I feel like the female owners feel like they probably have to do that because they have to excel above. Mary Benson does not do that. She sits in her like fancy little Fleur-de-Lis outfit. But
you know what's funny is that if Jerry Jones did this, we'd be fucking flabbergasted and fucking.
Well, shit, isn't he doing it? I feel like he's already doing it.
Like we're just without the headset.
Yeah, right? Without the headset, he's already knows what's going on.
Yeah, because
oh my god! Speaking of headsets, can we just say, please, Trump? There's no reason to go to any more football games. There's no reason to be on TV. Like it's bad enough. We got.
I wasn't even gonna say it. I was gonna let it go.
No. Oh God, he's sitting up there like in the like.
I saw the headline. I was like, it came across ESPN. I was like, who fucking cares?
I mean, watching it. I was watching Red Zone, and then they went to that game, and God,
look. And by the way, we probably say this. We'd probably say the same thing if we got an ESPN alert about Taylor Swift being in the game. Who fucking cares?
Well, it was like, cringy though because it was like they talked to him and he talked as if he was like a former player.
Yeah,
like he was just making this shit up off the top of his head, like he was a former player. Then he talked about them in the stadium, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry, Jonathan Vilma, I love you. You're a former Hurricane. I love you. The way they made him have to stand there and interview Trump, either he's a tap dancing monkey or he just did it for the goddamn contract. I'm sorry. That's exactly what it is. There is no way you brought Trump in there and had a black dude have to stand there and interview him in front of them 70 million people watching on TV.
I wonder if he knew that. I wonder how far in advance.
They knew.
Because, like, to be fair, like, the government is shut down and people are starving. And like the DC's a military zone, but please, by all means, go sit at the football game and talk about it.
I mean, they have to know because
the football game.
Because we know how much it costs when they show up for security somewhere. So they had to know weeks ago he was planning on showing up at the game.
Yeah. It'd been way cooler if like one of those like sewage lines burst again and just fucking blew them off and shit at Lando. Like, what a piece of shit. He was
talking like a fucking idiot. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
If you are a Commanders fan,
we're sorry.
They name the new stadium after him, you should kill yourself.
Seriously,
you are instantly allowed to go to the fan
it's
portal
gonna be Dulles, it's gonna be Trump International Airport, Trump Stadium. It's like that. It's like Back to the Future 2 when Biff takes over.
Oh, it's wild. Like that's a really good cop, Lord. All right, so look, a couple things to get back to football. Let's talk about something real quick. Just real quick. Antonio Brown pleads not guilty.
I saw that.
Travis Hunter's gone for the year. That's number 2.
Oh, he is now for the year.
Yeah,
I already did.
So many commercials on TV.
the cute Asante Samuel Jr. signed with the Steelers.
They got every old ass fucking safety or cornerback that ever lived plays for the goddamn Steelers now.
You're not wrong. But let's talk about the news of the day in football.
I wanted him in New Orleans.
Let's talk about the news of the day in football real quick. Brian Dable gets canned.
Well,
where's Merrill?
We knew that was coming.
He said he was coming to this.
He was celebrating.
I didn't see that. I didn't think. I thought he had actually saved his job.
No, they were like, yeah, Jackson, like he was a proponent for Jackson Dart, and the GM wasn't. So that was why apparently, right? But then apparently when you can't win,
dumbass GM that sat in on on HBO last year and told it was a good thing that they traded Saquon. Is this the same guy?
Yeah,
they tried to convince us it was a good thing.
Same guy. And then this dude, then Dayball just can't win close games or games that they're winning by 50.
He's not helping
10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Like Jim Belushi from Animal House 2.0. What was his name in Animal House? I can't think of the character's name. But like, it's like I could really see him slamming like beer cans into his head. Like, you're an idiot. Like, if you want to make that shit last and you want to play in the league for a long time, buddy, stop leading with your head.
Well, what Dable getting fired tells me that there's an opening for Belichick to get back to the NFL. That also tells me that he'll probably end up back in Buffalo, and that at some point Joe Brady becomes the head coach at LSU. I know you don't watch as much college football as I do, but that tells me Joe Brady, the Buffalo OC, ends up back at LSU.
It's Blutarski, by the way.
What's his first name?
It's been 30 years since I've seen it.
It was John Blutarski.
But I'm sure like 10 years.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like Van Wilder.
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, like that is definitely all time.
I was listening to something today that was saying that I thought this was really interesting. That was saying that the GM for the Bills needs to get fired because he's the problem because of this whole like wide receiver by committee. Like, it's literally their wide receivers are absolute trash. Like right now they got James Cook, Dalton Kincaid.
And Dalton Kincaid is week to week, so.
It is interesting that they don't spend money on wide receivers there.
And they're like the Patriots. They saw what the Patriots
did.
They didn't spend money on.
This full-on thing with James Cook, and you finally paid him.
Again,
all these guys on defense. You got to pay Josh. They just decided Josh is good enough. We're gonna just.
I mean, just think about it. Think about it. They're doing the Patriot way, right? So you pay running backs. You pay good running backs money.
Speaking of the Patriots. Right? I have a note from you, Clint, that says, come back to Drake May, week 11.
Yeah, I remember.
I
do remember.
Telling you, this dude is the real fucking deal.
He's up for MVP now.
And he should be. He won't win, but he should be. So MVP also something we can talk about that. Something that I just saw, y'all. This is I don't know if it's breaking news or not, but it's pretty close to the top of the list. Jair Alexander is stepping away from football.
What the fuck? Is that why he didn't play Monday night?
So it said he's stepping away from football to focus on his physical and mental health amid the knee injury in the offseason.
So what is he on the rehab or something?
I don't know.
57 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not too long ago. So
kid from Charlotte too.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, back to football games. Let's talk about some games that happened. Some of the important ones. So let's start off in Berlin. First regular season NFL game in Berlin. First game in Berlin since a preseason game in 76. I think they said 73 or 76. It was one of those two, and it was actually a good game. Jonathan Taylor did all the things.
Oh my God! And just watching him play,
they broke the Sunday morning curse with a good game overseas.
It really, really did. The Falcons did everything they could, despite Bijan not scoring, but having a decent game. You still had like 85 yards rushing.
Have you ever seen a more bipolar 3-6 team than the fucking Falcons?
No, not at all.
They get blown out by the goddamn Panthers. They win at the 49ers. Mm-hmm. They run toe-to-toe with the fucking Colts, 3,000 miles away from home. And then they fuck around and lose to I don't even know who they have lost some bad games though, and there's some games to be
the
like,
Panthers?
how the fuck these look great? The Falcons.
Atlanta. I was going to
The
say
Falcons.
The Panthers this last weekend.
They're both the same team.
Monday.
They are the same team.
365 days from when DA was fired, and that was after the Panthers. So I feel like there was just like a lot of karma on that one.
Again, they're the same. They're the same team. The Panthers are just a game better than them.
The
NFC wins and losses and shit. But
the NFC South is all the same.
It's just
3 teams.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's just wild. So let's go to that game since we're in the NFC South. Let's go to that game and the Baker Mayfield led Bucks with depleted wide receiver help. And Bucky Irving, no timeline to return, which is
it was depleted, but they still Tez Johnson,
Tez Johnson is good, right?
Yeah, that's a good pickup if he's on waivers,
right? That just goes along with what you just said about Buffalo. How the fuck does Tampa Bay have 7, 8 dudes that can just step in and be like 1s and 2s in fantasy?
Yeah,
and Buffalo can't find one guy.
Yeah,
not one.
Yeah,
they can't find one guy to play that.
The problem with Buffalo, and then we'll get back to the Bucks. The problem with Buffalo is they have a lot of guys that could be that one guy. You just don't know who it's going to be that week. Right, and with Tampa Bay, it could be Keon Coleman, right? With
he's had one good
game. Right? He had a good game last week, right? But it's is it mostly Khalil Shakir? Yes. Is it going to be James Cook? Going to be absolutely.
But they never have more than one.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Bucks will have 4.
Right. So what happens is Baker doesn't run like Josh Allen. Right. So Baker is more of a thrower, and he wants to throw the ball, and he wants to throw the ball a lot. Right. Yeah. And with Bucky Irving not being there and him having to rely on Rachaad White and fucking Sean Tucker, right? It's not the best. Right. Neither one of them were good last week. Right. But see, then you have because he wants to throw the ball 40 times, and you only have a Buka, who we all know is amazing. People like Johnson are going to step up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to get 13 targets a game, no matter what they want or not. Because Baker's going to throw the ball 45 times.
I love to see AJ Brown pop up in Buffalo.
I
would love to see AJ Brown.
Buffalo?
I don't know. He's too cold up there. Oh no, it's too cold.
I mean, he plays in Philly.
Yeah, that's different.
Plays in Philly.
That's different. All right, so then we also need to talk about. Let's go back to what Lauren said a few minutes ago. We need to talk about Drake May in Week 11. And
Lauren, what did your notes tell us? You made that note when did we say it was like Week 2 or 3? Then we said we need to come back like Week 11 and talk about Drake May.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah,
come on, let's make Clint happy and talk about a Carolina.
I mean, I'll tell you what I think watching that kid as somebody who does really like the Patriots. You know what? I should have worn my Vrabel jersey, come to think of it. I think the dynasty might be back. I think the dynasty is about to be back.
All right. I mean, that's fair.
Back or is AFC East just 2 teams? Is that what it is? I don't know if they're back. But they really have no comp. Like Brady had to go win, and even when Miami was bad, they would still split every year with the Pats. And the Jets played defense through the whole Rex Ryan killer, stab him up, Mark Sanchez days. But now it's just down to Buffalo, Josh Allen, and the up and coming Drake May.
Well, okay,
yeah, but they beat Buffalo. Then they beat the Bucks. What else they got to show?
All right, so let's talk about the kids. Let's talk about the kids' stats real quick.
I'm about to fade the Bucks.
So let's talk about the kids' stats real quick. Okay, so Drake is 2,555 yards passing with 19 touchdowns and 5 picks. Right, and he is 72% completion rated. Okay, all right. So 71.7. 71.7. All right. So then he's got 66 carries for 283 and 2. Right. So he's like 3rd in the NFL in rushing quarterback wise, maybe 4th now that Jackson Dart is there. But he is in the top 5 in quarterback rushing, and he's got 2 touchdowns. The kid knows when to use his leg. He did it. Yeah. I tried. So this is what I was telling y'all. This kid, number one, he's smart. He knows the game of football. right? He's smart as fuck, and he knows where people are going to be. He takes the time to practice in the offseason to do reps. He did it all at Carolina. That's why Carolina was so good. Just our defense sucked. This kid is he knows football, and his deep ball is incredible.
He also, I will say though, I do think Mike Vrabel is a really, really good coach. And
for sure.
I don't know why Tennessee let him go, but putting him in his alma mater like that, putting him there just made him even better.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
If you had to start a game this Sunday, would you rather have Drake May or Jalen Hurts?
Drake May. Because he's going to throw the ball more. And
would you rather have Drake May or Justin Herbert?
Are we talking about fantasy or regular? Just in general.
My answer to everything is Drake May.
Actually either in that comp with Justin Herbert is going to be Drake May for sure.
Well, because they were talking about when it started raining, I think it was Tony Romo. They're like, "Oh, I've never seen Drake May throw in the rain. This might be his Achilles tendon." And it was like the second half opens up, and it was like, "Boom!" Like this dude I was like, I don't think the rain bothers him too much, guys.
This is what we're gonna do. I'm just going to scroll starting down, and I'm just not gonna stop until I see a team that has a better quarterback that I would take than Drake May. And the first one that comes up is Lamar Jackson.
Nope.
So you take Lamar Jackson, right?
I wouldn't
take Lamar. So then there's a question this year only. There's a question. Do you take Daniel Jones? So then the next person on the list would be Patrick Mahomes.
Nope.
Right. So I would take Drake May.
You would take Drake over Pat?
I take Drake over Pat for sure. He's.
So what's the criteria? Are we talking one game to save your life? We're talking about one game against some random opponent.
Season long.
You would rather have Drake.
Your question was Sunday.
Might be the greatest thrower of
your question was Sunday. Time. Your question was Sunday. If you had to roll a team out there,
this Sunday, one game.
I'm just saying,
win one game.
One game. Oh, if you have to win.
Let me refine.
Okay.
I'm the coach.
Okay.
We have to win one game.
Then you go
save my job.
Then you go Patrick Mahomes.
You're saying Drake May over Patrick? No.
In that situation, you go Pat Mahomes because he's been there before and he's won before. Like that's just you have to, Lauren.
No way.
Okay,
no
one game to get in the play. Because I'm trying to figure out what situation I would take Drake May over Patrick. One game to get in the playoffs. I would take him in any situation
because history is repeating itself. You remember that snow game many years ago?
Listen, we're talking about the way the Raiders got cheated. We see it about like 20 years from now. How Charles Woodson and the Raiders got cheated. The Tuck rule. Yeah, Raiders won that game.
He reminds me so much of Tom Brady, and he's got a good coach. He doesn't have he's got Stephon Diggs, but that's really it. Well, Pop Douglas, I guess.
So you would take Drake over Josh Allen?
Fuck yeah, I would. Josh Allen always has that game where he starts throwing interceptions.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, look, okay, so
when has Josh Allen won an important playoff game and made it to the Super Bowl?
So we're saying, right, based on your comments, you're telling me Drake May is a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I'm hearing.
I think he's top 5.
Easily.
I think he's top 5. So, for sure. He may be 5.
We're talking about Pat. We're going to dudes that are playing currently. We're talking about Pat.
No, start with Lamar. Start with Lamar. So you start with Lamar and Josh Allen. Lamar and Josh Allen.
Pat. Then we go to Josh.
Okay, then who else?
Right there.
Then who else?
And if we just talk about this year, there's no fucking way you're saying Drake over Matt Stafford this year. There's no way. When you talk about lifetime or 10 years from now, we're talking about this year.
I have a question.
No way you take
Hold on. I have a question. I have a question. So since we're playing the hypothetical game, Mr. Ferg, let me ask you a question about that situation that you just said. So what if you put Drake May with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua?
Nope, won't do it.
Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Okay, y'all, that has been great to talking to y'all this week.
Stafford is one of the greatest throwers of the football of the last 10 years. Are you telling me you would take Drake May over Matt Stafford?
Hold on. So let's have an honest conversation right now. Okay, so let's start with the fact that Drake May. Okay, hold on. You know what? Let's start with Matthew Stafford.
Hold on. Let's just go back.
Hold on. No, look. I want you to answer me a question. When is the last time this dude had 1 yard rushing during a game? So answer that
Matt Stafford. You play quarterback.
It doesn't matter. Hold on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hold on.
If they pay me to play quarterback, they're paying me to throw the ball.
What I'm saying is, you're talking about who do you want?
The ball.
No, you're talking about who do you want as a quarterback for? We're talking about if you put Drake May on the Rams, okay?
Then they don't win. They don't win. They do not win.
Whoa. How do they not win?
Drake is not that complex of a passer.
When Drake May
hit the Drake does not hit the windows.
He just does it with Stephon Diggs. He can't do it with
okay,
he does not hit the damn windows that Matt Stafford does. We're talking about Stafford. Oh my God.
Can I ask you a question? So I want to ask you a serious question. Who is your receiving core of choice? Are we going Keyshawn Boutte, Demario Douglas, and Stephon Diggs? Or are we going Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams? End list.
But you act like Stafford didn't play in Detroit without Megatron. Like, okay, name a Detroit wide receiver without naming Megatron that Stafford played.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
One.
I don't know.
Because he did the same thing.
Nate Burleson.
Okay, that's
my God.
Okay, Ferg, this dude. We're talking about when quarterbacks have one wide receiver and they make them good. They don't need all this shit. Josh Allen's that.
There's
So is
Eric
Drake
right
May.
now. Eric needs to weigh in on this.
So is Drake May. Drake May is that right now.
We have devolved to a point
where
we're now taking Drake May, who y'all were trying to run out the league last year, now better than the NFL MVP favorite.
Dude, I've been telling y'all
last year.
I've been telling y'all since this dude was in college that he was going to be special. I've been telling y'all. Don't be sitting here for sheesh.
It's the
Drake May has all right.
The only quarterback I retracted. I would take Lamar Jackson before Drake. That is it.
Yes.
Drake May has. We're talking about quarterback. We're talking about big dudes who run. Drake May has 19 touchdowns, 5 picks.
What's his passer rating throughout though?
Matt Stafford this year has 25 touchdowns.
He has Puka and Devontae Adams.
Puka's been hurt.
And Kyron Williams.
And Matt Stafford doesn't run to boost up his numbers.
Don't do this first.
Hold on, Drake. Okay, we keep talking about Drake can run. Drake only has 2 rushing touchdowns this year.
So hold on.
Rushing touchdowns.
That just makes him a better passer.
Let's talk about something real quick. Puka's been hurt. He's got 66 receptions.
1.5 games.
He's got 66 receptions, which is 3rd in the NFL. He's got 775 yards, which is also 3rd in the NFL. So don't fucking sit here and tell me that because Puka's been hurt, and then you have Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams has what?
There is no way in hell that you're telling me you got to win Sunday and you put Drake May out there over a dude with a Super Bowl ring.
Devontae Adams is 1st in the NFL in touchdowns with
1 game to save your children's lives. You're gonna play fucking Drake May over Stafford?
Because
Stafford
has
never won a game. He's never won a game of significance.
He has a ring. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
I know.
He has a ring.
I'm just trying to fuck with you, Ferg.
Oh my God, Matt Stafford. Oh my God, Drake May.
Well, hold on.
No. Drake May's a better thrower of the football at this point.
What did Matt Stafford do when he was in Detroit?
I will unplug all this shit.
What did Matt Stafford do in Detroit? Didn't they have like a season of like
Detroit? When has Detroit ever been good?
When Matt Stafford.
Actually,
right now.
They had no defense. The team that see, you know what has happened? It's the recency bias with social media. People seem to think like the Detroit team they have now is the team that they had the last 20 years. The last 20 years, they were ass. They went from Barry Sanders to nothing to Stafford to nothing to Stafford and Calvin Johnson.
They brought in Jared Goff, and now they're making the playoffs.
No. Stafford and Calvin Johnson are the goddamn 2000s equivalent to Marino having Duper and no defense. They had Duper and Clayton, no defense. Stafford had 1 receiver. That 1 year of what's the fucking guy from Cal that they drafted that was supposed to be nice at quarter. That was supposed to be Jameer Gibbs, but he wasn't. Javit Best. He had 1 running back one time and no defense.
And I'm pretty sure they went 0-16 with Megatron.
While Matt Millen spent his entire GM career drafting wide out after wide out after wide out, who are not in the league.
Evans.
All right. So can I say something that I saw on college football this weekend? Steve Slayton was on TV. I don't know if anybody has seen Steve Slayton.
Is he still alive?
Oh, he is. He about 2 Steve Slaytons.
He's about 270 now, ain't he?
Yeah.
Probably looks like.
I was like, what? Oh yeah, that's a good one. I was like, that's who? And I was like, that dude was one of the fastest dudes in the league.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
The fat ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. So, all right. So now
he has played one more game than Stafford has this year. He has exactly 120 yards more than Matt Stafford.
Great. He's got a better receiving core.
Anyway.
All right. So then let's go to the Bears. Caleb Williams played well. The Giants find a way to lose. That's the same story.
That's why the boy got fired.
Ravens went on the road, beating the Vikings in Minnesota.
Oh, AJ McCarthy, Jesus.
Yeah,
didn't he piss Justin Jefferson off?
Yeah, something.
Erase everything that happened with the Ravens while Lamar was at the crib.
Yeah, erase.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter.
It would not shock me at all if Baltimore ran through, didn't lose another game, and was playing in the AFC Championship game.
Wouldn't surprise me a little bit.
Did they lose the AFC Championship game? Because that seems.
But I'm just saying, they're 3-5 right now, but they've been missing Lamar.
Here's my problem with that, though. You literally cannot win a game. Well, Tyler Huntley, but you cannot win a game without Lamar. Like, what are they doing? Like, why are they not giving him more reasons?
They had Lamar, and the D was ass. The D kind of got their shit together, but then they lost Raquan, and now they got Lamar back. The schedule is set up so that Baltimore probably runs off 7 in a row.
Yeah.
Now, will that get you in the playoffs? It just depends if you win the division or not. You got to probably win the division to get in. Steelers are ass. If Burrow doesn't come back, we're not worried about them. Cleveland doesn't. Cleveland is irrelevant.
Irrelevant. All right, so then we've already talked about the Saints and Panthers. Then you had the Seahawks, who we've kind of already talked about. You don't have to, you didn't have to watch past the first 2.5 minutes of that game before Seattle was up 14-0. And then it was pretty bad.
It was 35-3 in the first half.
It was bad. It was really bad.
You think Minnesota ever thinks back in their head, God damn, that was stupid to let Sam Darnold go?
Yeah, but you got to believe in the guy you drafted, in the first round. You know what I mean?
It's not. You know what I would think from a GM perspective. I forget the fans for a second. I think what GMs do sometimes that fans hate is I'm thinking 3 years down the road.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson is about to get $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what we're gonna do with our running back. We got all these dudes on defense. We got to play. And then I look back at all the old Sam Darnold tapes, and I'd be like, one day I expect him to go back to seeing ghosts. I just expect him to go back to seeing ghosts.
Well, see,
your resume is who you are. When you get to the right team like Baker and be like, okay, this dude's pretty good, like the way Darnold has gotten, but I can only go by what I've seen.
Bro.
What I've seen is that Sam Darnold was terrible until last year.
Well, let me also say this between Baker and Sam Darnold, because that's a good comp, stats wise and shit. But Baker's a dog. Sam ain't that.
Yeah,
he is. But you got to think about at one time we just talked shit about the Panthers, and at one time they had Baker and Darnold.
I know.
That's just sad.
And they settled on Bryce.
So either they sucked.
And they had CMC.
They traded CMC.
Yeah.
They had Steve Wilkes and
Brian Burns.
They traded Burns.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. All right. So then one of the cool things, I love when this happens in any sport. Baseball is way more prevalent, but in football it's very, very odd. The Cardinals lost to the Seahawks 44-12, while the Commanders. The Lions beat the Commanders. 44-22, while the Lions beat the Commanders 44-22.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
So kind of cool. The Lions. I mean, Jaden Daniels led. I mean, not there anymore for a while. Bill Krosky is not. He is ass. He is ass gravy.
He's a 7th round pick.
I know. No. Look, it's cool. Like be a 7th round pick, and that's fine. And
meanwhile, Brian Robinson Jr. is trucking people down, and I'm like, you guys are dumb.
You know what I wish my superpower was? Like, not flight or super strength. I wish my superpower was when we drafted in August. Like, I could see all the real waiver pickups 4 to 5 months down the road. Like, I could see that you should pick up RJ Harvey. You should pick up Parker Washington. Yeah. Like, I could see that because really, you don't need to be
pick up Brian Thomas.
12-2, 13-1. You need to be 7-7, make the playoffs at the 6th seed, and just win the games.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, and we can talk about fantasy in a second. There is actually, you know what? We can go. 49ers Rams. That was pretty significant. Yeah. That was pretty significant. You know, I mean,
every super flex team that I have that I drafted Joe Burrow first. I'm competing for the first pick next year.
Yeah,
like you just don't know what's going to happen. Teams that have Burrow, Chase, like I got Burrow, I traded all my picks to get Chase.
So
my team sucks.
It almost makes drafting quarterback early like even more because the quarterbacks that people are getting a lot with Stafford and Darnold and like
and it does, but it just depends on where you fall because if you say, you know what, I'm gonna take Chase, I'm gonna take Taylor, I'm gonna take these dudes, and then you try to get by on like Trevor Lawrence and Geno Smith, you still end up losing.
No, but you could have streamed Jacoby Brissett, Davis Mills, and like.
But that's if you got Jacoby off waiver. Like if you're winning or you're in the middle of the road, like the worst thing to be is average in a league because your waiver pick is never high enough to get the good dude from last week who blew up. Like you'll never get around to getting Washington or getting Brissett or Mariota. Even if the teams that are good, like if a team is good, but they have the number 1 pick because they've never had to get anybody out the waves, and they just be like, you know what, fuck you. I'm gonna pick up Mariota just so you can have them.
Dude, I'm starting one with Jared Goff.
So look, let me tell y'all. So that I'm a very similar situation to what you just said, Lauren. So, but let me tell you, Ferg, in this Superflex league, I drafted Joe Burrow number 1 overall, and I'm third.
I'm terrible.
I'm third right now.
How?
But that's what I'm about to tell you. So my team, my two quarterbacks now are the combo of either Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, who score 35 to 40 a week in Superflex, right? And Daniel Jones. So that is how I compensated with that.
Now, I do have a lot of Mac Jones, Brock Purdy combos.
And you should.
I don't know how I was able to get them together.
You should.
But I do have several teams that have
you just have to burn a bench spot. But so I have Agbeka, I have Egbuka, Cortland Sutton, Christian McCaffrey, Ashton Genty, Trey McBride, Jalen Warren, Jordan Addison, Gatson, Amarian Hampton, of course, and then Jameson Williams.
But that goes back to my superpower that I was talking about. Like,
right.
We were all fawning over Ashton Genty.
Vidal.
What if you would have took a Mecca at number 1? And the draft would have been like, this motherfucker crazy.
This motherfucker
don't know what he's doing. Right. And now this motherfucker is ridiculous. Like, Genty should have. Genty is basically a dude you should have taken the 2nd round.
Yeah, but
honestly, you could probably push it to the
But everybody was tanking to get him.
You should have taken Amarian Hampton for him.
But he's an IR. So
had
you taken a Mecca with your number 1 pick, if you're the worst team in the league, let's say you're the worst team, you went 0-12, 0-whatever last year, and you took a Mecca at your number 1, 1.1, and you would have took Gatson at your 2.1. You're probably in a playoff spot right now.
Probably.
Instead of running Genty out there every week getting 16.
But you know what? I took Matthew Golden in so many leagues and
and you wouldn't do that. Right? You wouldn't do that. You would actually have no receivers from Green.
That would be the greatest power to have is to see who's going to do what.
But see, the way they fucked up in this league is with my number 2 pick, they allowed me to get CMC. And this is a 12-team league.
You know why you got CMC is because I wasn't there.
people were scared to draft him
because I wasn't there. That's why that happened. I'm in the building. Things like that don't happen when I'm there. But I was drafting from my phone.
No, that wasn't the league that you were in. That's not the league that you were in.
Oh, this is not Hoof Nagel?
No, this is my super. No, I don't have CMC in my Hoof. That's a Justin kept him. But
I wasn't in the draft.
So look, but I want to tell y'all. I want to tell you this is funny because this is a Superflex league. So Lauren, you're not in a Superflex league, right?
Couple.
So okay, so this is some funny shit right here. So Daniel Jones is off this week. I don't have another quarterback not named Mac Jones or Brock Purdy.
It happens. Shit happens.
Right. So I have to start somebody else. So I go to the fucking waiver wire, and the number one guy on the board is CJ Stroud. Right? Which is not gonna play, right? So no.
He's still in concussion.
Yeah, for sure. And do you know who the number 2 quarterback is on the waiver wire?
Davis Mills.
Zach Wilson.
Jesus Christ.
Where does he even play?
Nope. BYU.
Just leave the spot blank. If you gotta play that, leave the spot blank.
No, I'm playing
Was
Jalen.
He drafted first overall too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm playing. Yes, he was. I'm playing Jalen Warren because
Zach Wilson isn't even the number 2 in Miami.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm playing Breece Hall instead of Daniel Jones in Superflex.
Because I have McCaffrey, Ashton Genty, and now I'm playing Jalen Warren. I mean, I could play Jordan Addison. I could play Jameson Williams.
Let me just jump in and give you a crazy fantasy story. I'm in a team that's tanking. Like I'm in full tank. Like I was literally trying to go for whatever. But you have to fill out a lineup every week for it to be valid.
Yep.
Why did I start? I have to start Russell Wilson at quarterback because I have no quarterbacks.
Well, at least he's
and why did I win by 0.10 of a point?
Yikes,
because Russell completed one pass.
Yikes! Bro.
I started Russell at quarterback. He completed 1 or 2 passes, I think, and I ended up winning that game.
What are those assholes doing with my boy?
So now I'm in 11 instead of 12, and I'm not picking first. That shit's ridiculous. Even in defeat, Russell fucks you. Even
in defeat, fucking Russell Wilson.
What are you doing in the game?
All right, I got a question for y'all, and I really do need some help. This is not just like for shits and giggles. So I'm in first place in this league. I've lost 1 game. This is lucky, Ferg. So you might want to stay out of this. So we have 2 wide receivers at a flex position, Lauren. Okay, and I have JSN, Emeka Ibuka, Jalen Waddle, and George Pickens. Also, Marvin Harrison Jr. So I can only start 3 of those. Ibuka, JSN are locks, right?
That's lock. That's lock.
Isn't Jalen Waddle a lock at this point?
Who's he playing this week?
They're
playing Washington.
Let me speak first as the Miami fan.
Yes, please.
If you are into like self-cutting therapy, depression, whatever, then you play Waddle and you just be like, you know what, whatever.
Oh, bro.
But if you're not into that, you play the other guy. Whoever the other guy is, you play him.
Dude.
Because
that's even a choice because the other guys are George Pickens or Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm playing.
I was going to ask because Jeff is dogging Marvin Harrison Jr. a lot on the show. So my question for you, Jeff.
I don't like Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray. You know what Kyler Murray is? He is a over athleticized version of Bryce Young.
So Marvin Harrison Jr.
I never thought Kyler Murray was good. I played him because when the drafts fall, it'd be like, shit. It's like, do I take fucking Daniel Jones before I do Daniel Jones have a resurgence? Or if I'm down to Kyler Murray, especially in Superflex leagues. So if you have Kyler Murray and you don't have Jacoby, your team probably has a losing record.
Yeah.
Your team probably has a losing record.
But look, let's talk about Waddle real quick, okay? So, okay. Ferg, I know. But I want to.
And I love Jalen Waddle.
I want to go through from since we're pretty far into the season, but let's go from week 1. I'll be quick. 7, 18, 16, 8, 27, 17, 2.5 in the wind game and rain game in Cleveland, 24, 14, and 21.
If Tua decides to show up, especially with no Tyreek, Jalen Waddle
Or Darren Waller.
I mean, because reports, and I read this, I read all of, like I said, I read a lot of garbage. Buffalo, we talked about Buffalo earlier. Buffalo, the trade for Jalen Waddle this week, trade deadline. Dolphins wanted number 1 in 26 for Waddle. Buffalo wanted to give number 1 in 27 for Waddle.
I'm glad he didn't go to Buffalo.
And they didn't trade. Like, Waddle easily could have been Josh Allen's number 1 as of right now, and then I would be thinking, you know what, Jalen Waddle's a top 10 wide receiver for the rest of the year. He's a league winner.
If he gets the ball, Josh Allen be running the ball today.
Well, you know, I think Josh Allen is smart enough to realize I'm throwing to bums, so I'm just gonna tug it and run it.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop it down. Like, I'm gonna throw this motherfucker. He gonna catch it. Yeah. I'm in practice with this dude every day. Like, when they said, when I was watching Hard Knocks and they were talking about Josh Palmer was gonna be a featured dude, I was like, Josh Palmer is with Justin Herbert right now. If he can't catch a ball with Justin Herbert, what the fuck you think he's gonna do in Buffalo?
Right, nothing.
But they don't throw the ball 30 times a game.
So then the question is, is it Pickens? Is it Waddle? Is it Harrison?
I'm playing Pickens.
I mean, that's fair. They're playing Vegas. They're playing Vegas, so that's fair. But it's just like, okay, so let's talk about why, because it's almost 9:00. So let's talk about some free agents in waiver wire stuff. So the best league for that usually is Hoofnagel for me. So if you guys have some good ones, let's see who's out there. So Jacoby Brissett is rostered in 20% of Yahoo leagues, and he's probably going to start because there's no reason.
They play the Rams this week.
They're playing the Rams. 49ers. No, they're playing 49ers. Yeah. So Gino's out there. 15% of leagues. Look, hold on. They're playing Dallas. Dallas. Hold on a second.
It's Gino.
They're playing Dallas.
It's Gino.
I know. I get it, but they're playing Dallas. But see, Gino is the kind that's going to go out there and throw for 355 and
you will not burn me again,
Dallas.
Gino.
But hold on,
I have been running
hear me out.
3 weeks.
Hear me out.
Not burn me again.
Hear me out. So let's see, what is the over under for that game? Because it's got to be pretty fucking high, right? So
if
Cowboys
Dallas
Raiders
run the
Cowboys Raiders
out this week,
dude. Cowboys Raiders is 50.5, bro. Right, Jesus and it's Christ. In Vegas, right? So you have Dak Prescott, who you know is going to throw the ball 40 times. You have Geno Smith, who you know is going to throw the ball 50 times.
Well,
so Geno, it doesn't matter. You throw the ball 40 times. Yeah, Brock, Meyer. Like you got
Trey Tucker?
Trey Tucker, sure. Why not?
My God.
But that's who he's been throwing to all year. He ain't been throwing to Jacoby Myers anyway.
Every game, every league that I have to play Geno Smith, I just assume I'm going to lose.
Look, I'll tell y'all right now, lock it down. Do the over on that game, 50.5. Lock it down. There's no way it goes under that. There's no way we have a 13-10 bullshit ass game. There's no way.
Again, hold on.
No way.
Cowboys offensive line is not great.
No.
I could easily see Max Crosby having a Myles Garrett type of day on Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the under on it. I'm gonna take the under while still thinking Dallas will beat the shit out of them. Like I literally think it could be like 30-10, which will be a beat down, but it will be the under.
Bruh, I don't know.
I could probably having like 3-4 sacks on Dak Prescott.
So then let's go. Yeah, I mean that's always possible. Crosby's a hell of a player. All right, so let's go to wide receivers. There's not many out there that are less than 50% rostered, but the top of the list has to be Marvin Mims because Parker Washington is not. He's rostered in.
He's off the list now.
Yeah, but Marvin Mims has been Bo Nix's favorite target, despite Cortland Sutton being the best receiver on that team.
I hate Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin because they killed my Cortland Sutton stop.
Both of them. Right, me too. So then you have De'Ami Brown, who is available in almost every league, who's been a favorite for Sunshine this year.
I started him at Superflex last week.
And then here's something that's pretty interesting. And Ferg, I'd like your take on this, bro. Rostered in only 1% of league, but slated to get 7 points in Hoofnagel, which is half point PPR and 1 point per 25 yards receiving, is Nick Westbrook-Akine.
I love that guy when he was with the Titans.
Right.
Oh,
so what is the res? Okay, so I just wanted to make sure.
I
wanted to make sure.
It's
and
not,
the other one,
it's like he's only on the Titans when he was doing that. It was like a random touchdown every other week.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how Sunday morning is going to go because we've watched enough international games.
Yep.
Either Miami's going to come out and wail on Washington early, like Tua has one of those games. He's still going to throw 2 picks, but he might throw 4 touchdowns and 2 picks. Or it's going to be like a 9-7 game. Nobody's going to do shit. And that fucking they damn sure ain't going to get no catch. But if you have to go desperation and you're going deep waiver, I'm going Malik Washington if he's on your waiver.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, because he's
Malik Washington
targeted early.
He is the next Dolphin receiver in the line. Had they traded Waddle last week, Malik Washington's your number one.
Yeah,
he's your number one in Miami.
All right, so
keep an eye on Vele.
All right, so let's move the conversation over to running backs real quick because we're running out of time. So with only 11% rostered, you got Jerome Ford, who we don't know what's going on really in Cleveland.
I don't want him to get traded.
So 11% rostered. So then you have the pickup of the week. If you ask me, 3% rostered in Yahoo leagues with Chris Rodriguez going down and Bill being ass gravy, like we talked about.
Ass gravy.
You got McNichols. You got McNichols with only 3% rostered, right? And then you got Sean Tucker, only 8% rostered. So you have some options this week because Rashad White looked like ass, but see, the problem is Tucker looked like ass too, right?
Yeah. Give me Tucker. Give me Tucker.
Right. And then if you want to go to the way down machine, you got Ty Johnson, you got Caleb Johnson over there in Pittsburgh, and you got Samaje Perine.
He's hurt.
If he plays, for sure. And then Ollie Gordon, just first.
I would take Gordon before I would take any of those guys. Yeah. Just on a guess of a short touchdown. But if I had a starter dude, probably Sean Tucker. Like if I'm that desperate, I probably take Tucker. Tucker had, I think 11 touches last week. And like you said, Rashad White didn't look that great.
Well, and now if you have, let's do some tight end stuff just because we have a prevalent tight end out this week in Tyler Johnson. Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah, Tyler
and
Warren.
Kincaid.
And Dalton Kincaid, right? So you have Zach. If Zach Ertz for some reason is out there on your waiver wire, they're playing Miami this week. Who's not good against the tight end. And then you have Johnson out there in New York with the Giants. But
he doesn't do as well without Jackson, does he?
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll have to see. And then you have Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor only 17% rostered in Yahoo leagues.
I'm not taking Mason Taylor because I'm not taking nothing attached to Justin Fields.
Completely understand that. Completely.
That man had 40 yards passing this week.
And then one kind of deep cut if you're looking for for some odd reason, if Colston Loveland is still on your waiver wire, he's only 46% rostered.
I don't want him.
He's 46% rostered in Yahoo leagues.
I don't want him in a redraft.
He has been really good. Understand if you need a substitution for Tyler Warren or Dalton Kincaid this week, these are the guys that are on the waiver wire that are only not very highly rostered in Yahoo.
If you need a substitution for Dalton Kincaid and you're in I need to make the playoffs or bust mode,
yeah, I get that.
Offer your second round pick to whoever
AJ Barrett.
All right, so now it's 9:04. Let's get
offer your second whoever owns Juwan Johnson.
I can sum up the Thursday night game real damn fast.
Yeah, let's talk about Thursday night game. We have the Jets and the Pats in New England. New England's a 12.5 point favorite with a 43.5 point over.
So Thursday night, I have to do colonoscopy prep for one on Friday morning early, and I actually think that might be more enjoyable than watching that game.
Wow, that is just some weird.
Yeah, so here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say about this, Lauren.
Pivoted to that like that. Like I didn't know you were going to pivot to look at like that.
All right, so let's talk about like what's actually getting ready to happen in this game because we all know what's going to happen. So there's only two possible outcomes in this game. It's one, the Patriots win. The Patriots win 27-6, 32-12, something like that, right? Like
I feel like they'll be resting people by the fourth quarter.
So, and Drake May is going to have 250 yards passing and 2 touchdowns and 50 yards rushing and
unless they pull him, they might pull him.
Or
say the Jets.
Or this is what I'm saying. Or the Jets win like 15-10.
How about I say Jets?
Like, I mean, that's the money line is plus 6.
I don't think the Patriots are there. I think the Patriots are good.
Then why don't you take the money?
It's gonna come down. It's gonna turn down the Patriots, Buffalo to win a division. I'm always gonna run with Josh Allen till I see otherwise.
Well,
I just think the Patriots are at that point where they're growing.
Yeah.
And they lose a game that they're probably supposed to win.
Ferg, if you're gonna bet on this game, take the points, not the money.
I'm gonna take the money line. I'm taking the money line and take the
Boy, okay, write that shit down, Lawrence.
The football show bet
of
the week is the money line and the Jets.
Plus 600. Yeah. Plus 600 of the Jets. All right, so
we have my parlays because I don't take pluses.
Have mercy. All right, so we got the 8-2 Jets against the hapless 2-7. Or sorry, 8-2 Pats against the hapless 2-7 Jets.
Jets?
No. It's in New England. No, it's in New England. It's in New England.
Well, just forget what I said.
Yeah, it's in New England.
Thursday night.
All right,
Thursday night full of
let's talk about who you can play on the Jets.
Nobody.
All right, let's talk about who. Let's talk about who you can play on the Patriots now.
You have to play. You have to play Brees.
You can play Brees in your flex.
Oh yeah, you can play Brees. Okay, you can play
Brees because you took in the first and second.
And in desperation, you play Mason Taylor if for some reason that's the only option you
have.
If
all of your running backs are like Dalton Kincaid, you had Darren Waller. You went running back really late in the draft, and you're down to Mason Taylor.
Then play him. Then play him because I mean Justin Fields is 47 yards passing. Maybe 20 of it goes to him, and maybe they score.
I'm not taking them.
Right. All right. So let's talk about the Pats. So Travion Henderson, yes, you start him.
I love
him.
At
this point, you kind of have to because of what happened last week. You ride the wave of last week. If Ramondre was back, you probably start Ramondre just because Mike Vrabel is that guy.
He's ass.
Yeah, I mean, you start Drake May. Yes, I mean you have to start Drake May. We've talked about that already. And then the wide receiver situation gets a little funky, right? Do you start Demario Douglas every 7 games?
No.
Yes. No. Right. Every 7 games, but what's that game? Do you start Stephon Diggs? If you're going to start a receiver for the Pats, it's going to be Stephon Diggs or Booty. It's either Diggs or Booty. Those are your only 2 choices, really, to start.
I thought Booty was hurt. He's good.
Is he? I thought he was playing.
He is. That's why I started That's why I picked up Pop Douglas because I think you're right.
Booty is hurt.
If he is like,
all right,
he might play, but he was hurt.
So then it's the Hunter Henry, Demario Douglas, Stephon Diggs show, right? So that's what we're
Austin Hooper.
Why are you on this? All right, let's talk about Hunter Henry for like 2 seconds. If you have Hunter Henry. And when I watch Hunter Henry every week when I don't play him, he has highlights. When I play him, he's ass.
Yep.
Like who are the tight ends that you're playing above Hunter Henry? Other than the regular new suspects, the Brooks and the McBrides. Other than those 2 guys, Cade Otton lately.
Yep, Cade Otton. He would definitely be on that list for sure.
Who was a giveaway on waiver wire.
Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz.
You know who you could play now, but not this week, but next week. I still think he drops the ball too fucking much. But Juwan is with Tyler. They played together in college or something.
Yeah,
I feel like I traded you for Juwan.
You know what though? I would play Zach Ertz because I like Zach.
It's been a minute.
I love
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz has been
800 years old, but I love him.
Yeah, he's been good for me, and and Dalton Schultz is like second in the league in tight ends and receiving or some shit like that.
Isaiah Likely might probably not on the waiver, but like
no, thank you.
You don't like Isaiah?
You know what?
Hard pass.
You know what? Isaiah Likely is that Lamar decided that Charlie Kolar was going to be a thing. You already had to fight off Mark Andrews, but you decided you decided that third string dude was a thing too.
Nope.
And they're in Cleveland this weekend.
Nope. Hard pass.
Cleveland defense is nice.
All right, so that's going to be an interesting game. All right, so let's say the same thing we say every week. If you have players for the Thursday night game, Put them in your
Please
lineup,
get them in your lineup.
regular lineup,
right.
not in your flex positions. Give yourself the flexibility to change the positions that you have and the players you have more availability. So definitely do that because you want to set yourself up for success. We're fucking 4 weeks away from the fantasy playoffs. 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 weeks away from the fucking fantasy playoffs. That's wild, you guys. That is wild. Yep. Now is the time. If the trade deadline for fantasy is about to come up, we have to.
I've been sending out some crazy trades
just see what sticks. Throw something out there. Yeah. Don't be an asshole. Don't be that person. But see what sticks. No. Make your team better while offering something good.
If you need it bad enough, it's going to have to hurt both.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole, right? Make legitimate trade offers, right? If you get them accepted, great. If you don't, whatever. Just try to make your team better if that's what you want, right? If you're trying to compete, make your team better. Now is the time.
Yep.
Period. All right. So before we log off, because it's 10 after and I'm ready to go. Do you have anything, Lauren? Any final?
I do have a final thought, not necessarily football related, but I think it's this weekend. The Running Man is coming out in theaters, and I just want to say, for the record, the original is probably one of the best movies that has ever been made. So
reviews say this is one of the best movies ever made.
No, the original. Did you see the original reviews?
I've seen it, and I love. I'm a hater on new shit, but the reviews tell me I should go ahead and buy my tickets and go see Austin, whatever his name is, and Coleman Domingo.
All right, I mean, I have to.
The best movie of 2025.
Is one of my absolute favorite movies. I started watching it 2 days ago. I'm watching it right now because I was like, I've probably seen it like 100 times. Oh, such a good one. That's my final thought, though.
Kurt, you got anything?
I'm gonna say that when we come back here next week, that I'm just gonna throw some wild shit out. Diami Brown is a top 15 wide receiver next week.
I mean, that would not surprise me.
How about that? How about you that
one? A little bit. So I like that. You write that down, Lauren. Yeah. Write that down, Lauren. All right. And my final thought is two things, because one is for the group. If you want one of these things right here, if you want to hold one of these and feel the power of the cup, right? Make your team better. Do something to make your team better. And if you're okay, if you're in first now or second now and you're in playoff position, you don't have to fuck with your team. It is not a must. It is not a requirement. Sometimes
it is not.
Sometimes if it ain't broke, don't.
Sometimes the trades you don't make are the best trades.
Like Ferg and I talked through some shit that I almost did, and Ferg convinced me not to do it. And it's the reason that I have Pickens and Harrison and all.
I should have told him to trade them motherfuckers so I could catch up.
But hold on, because if I would have had that, I would have JT and Rico Dowdle, and I don't know if you want that either.
Well, my team's in like 11th place. I don't really give a fuck at this moment.
All right. So, and the last thought is always our last thought on this show is we'll see you next week, same time, same channel, and fuck your team.
Fuck your team.
Good night. See you next week.
Peace.
Later.